Big shout out to Conquer Chimera for making me aware of this video, sent this video to me. We were chopping it up on a video I put out recently where I was talking about where the hell's Jurassic Park Survival game at. So let's check this out from a YouTube channel called Krenautican. Universal made us rebrand our Jurassic Park fan game. Let's get into it. I love me some fan games. Already beautiful. Graphics, music, everything. Fan games. Yes, love them. Look at that.
Wait, what just happened? Oh, right. A little over a year ago, Universal sent me a cease and desist asking me to remove everything that has to do with Jurassic Park from my fan game. They said our game was too accurate and could potentially get confused for an official Universal product. Over a year later, and I'm finally ready to officially share what our game will be rebranded to, as well as give an update on the progress of everything. In my last video, I already showed off the name and gave a concept logo, but for those of you who didn't see, the new name is going to be Cretaceous Kingdom. I went through a lot of different iterations trying to come up with the best logo that still captured the essence of the Jurassic Park logo. Here was the first concept logo I showed off in my last video. It has a lot going for it, but I felt there were still a few things that could be improved. First, there had to be some sort of border and background color, just like the original JP logo.
Right.
Otherwise, the logo wouldn't be too readable on the Jeep or other in-game locations. I also wanted to redo the smaller theropod skeleton on the logo to make it more closely resemble a raptor rather than just a scaled-down T-Rex.
Makes sense.
Finally, I wanted to adjust the T-Rex head shape to make it resemble the Jurassic Park version a bit more. Here's my first attempt to try to implement all of that. It's not terrible, but there were a few things that still had to be adjusted. For one, the outline of the logo just looked a little too weird with the border going around the K and the M, so I did a bit more adjusting and ended up with this. Again, there's just something off about it. I liked the overall shape, but there needed to be some breathing room between the logo and the border itself. After a bit more work, I had this. I liked almost everything about it, but it was just way too similar to the original Jurassic Park logo. The colors had to be changed, so I did some more experimenting. And hold on. I really liked the orange of this one, but the background was a little too dark. I liked the vintage look of it though. So I brightened up the background, flipped the colors, and landed on this as the new official logo for the game.
I like that. I like that. Way to be flexible, my man. Way to be flexible.
And just like Jurassic Park, I had to make an inverted version too. Now you'd think the hard part was over, but if you didn't already know, I'm making this game using a PlayStation 5, using software called Dreams. So
I've heard about Dreams. Never dabbled with it. I'm not one for this kind of stuff. I don't have the mind and creativity for it, but it's amazing what you can do. I've heard about Dreams.
I couldn't just import a JPEG of the logo and start using it in-game. Well, technically I could by converting the image into sounds and then importing those sounds into Dreams. And then using this amazing piece of logic that someone made, I'd be able to convert the sounds back into an image. But the resolution just wouldn't be high enough for what I needed. So instead I had to completely 3D model and paint the logo from scratch. And fortunately the proportions were actually pretty good considering I had to eyeball everything.
Wow.
Now I finally had the new logo in Dreams and I was ready to start the rebranding process. I started off with the Jeep. I adjusted the colors a bit and changed the text on the hood from JP to CK. And honestly, I think it turned out pretty good. Next I changed the river raft. This one wasn't changed too much. All I really did was make the raft more predominantly yellow and change the sea colors to orange to match the logo.
Makes sense.
Next was the Ford Explorer. This one is still a bit of work in progress, but the main idea was trying to match the colors to this concept art for Jurassic Park.
You know how pissed off I'd be after putting all that work in? Then not only just changing the logo, but then you gotta match the colors to your new logo and everything else that you've already put in place. Man, it's a lot of work.
I think the text needs a bit more shadow, but other than that, I think it works pretty well. Next up, the main park gates. This one was fairly simple. In Jurassic Park, the gates actually have a completely unique font, but I didn't really feel like sculpting even more letters, so I just used the Cretaceous Kingdom font, and it actually turned out surprisingly well.
Yeah, it looks good.
I know what a lot of you are probably thinking, and you're right. All of these changes still look very similar to Jurassic Park, and that's for a good reason. For one, I really like the aesthetic of Jurassic Park, but more importantly, these designs have to be similar for the story. I know I said in the past that we weren't going to do a story mode anymore, but I changed my mind and I figured it wouldn't be too difficult to add a story mode to what we already have. In no way is the story mode going to be hours and hours of content, but it'll at least incorporate the different game modes we've already made, as well as maybe even a new one. Something else exciting that I've been working on since my last video is completely remaking the Raptor Hunt mode with new maps, gun mechanics, animations, Raptor AI, and even dynamic music. I don't really want to spoil too much, but here's
I'm not an expert on lighting and shadows, but all of it looks good to me.
a little gameplay snippet of the overhauled mode.
Cause that raptor, cool. Great music, man. Great environment. Look at the little gnats and stuff flying around. Such detail. This looks beautiful. Sound like the raptor right behind them. There they go. Bro, this game looks terrifying. I'm getting... Dude, the hairs are standing on my back. I'm not even playing. Oh my god. I think in real life that raptor would have spotted him a while ago, man. Them animal instincts are different. Done.
Something else I've been working on is the free roam mode. I've been slowly adding more and more scenes to the island, and I've even added a collectible system where your visitor center gets filled with different things depending on what you find around the island. However, I'm still trying to come up with other ways to make the free roam mode more interesting, so if you have any interesting ideas, please let me know in the comments. I've also been working on new music for the game, considering I won't be able to use the Jurassic Park soundtrack anymore.
Sounds good to me. I wonder if he's actually creating this music on his own or using like royalty-free music.
In my last video, I also said I was working on a new animation, and while that's still true, I've decided to put it on the back burner for a bit while I focus on other things. I've got a good chunk of the animation done, it's just taking a little more effort than I originally thought, so it might be a while until it's released. Same goes for Cretaceous Kingdom. Obviously,
Shooter!
the story mode's going to be pushing back the release date a little bit, so I can't say for certain when it's going to be ready for release. However, I will be making a new trailer, and with that trailer will come an official release date. I'll also continue to make devlogs and other videos in the meantime to keep you all updated on the state of the game. And if you want to see things early and you'd like to support the project, consider supporting me on Patreon.
Huh.
I always post videos and updates there first before anything else. Also, thank you all for 34,000 subscribers. It's been crazy that people are still subscribing even though it's been, over 150 days since my last upload? Oof, sorry about that. In all seriousness, I will be trying to upload more often. I've got a lot more videos planned, and one should be coming out very soon after this one. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you like the new name and logo for the game. This has been Krenautican, and I'll see you next time.
I definitely said his name wrong. Krenautican. My bad, bro. I don't think I said... Maybe I said Krenautican. Maybe I did say it right. I don't know. Either way, amazing. This looks glorious. I'm not very familiar. Like, I've heard of Dreams. I understand the concept generally. But people that create these games on Dreams, they, on the PS5, they export it and then that game file and then release it for, you know, you to download on your desktop or your laptop, I'm assuming. That's how that works. Or is it like a Dreams hub where they can play people's games on Dreams? That's also outside of just the software and creating game. You can also play other people's games that they upload onto the Dream server via the PSN. Let me know in the comment section. I'm not really sure how that all works, but what he's doing right now and is an amazing job. And no need to apologize for not uploading in 150 plus days, considering the work you're doing with this game, and also assuming that you may probably have a full-time job on top of that. We'll be waiting patiently. You take your time. We'll be waiting patiently for the updates, Krenautican. We appreciate you, buddy. Like I said, fantastic stuff, man. If this is something that I can play on my PC once he finishes it, I'll definitely... Well, I'm borrowing my friend's PS5, so as long as I still have his PS5, if I have to download Dreams to play this game, I'll do it. You know what I mean? The guy's putting in some fabulous work here. Time, dedication, blood, sweat, tears, setbacks, as we know. Setbacks. Now, I'm happy that Universal didn't make him shut the game down completely, can it, or scrap it even more. Where, like, even your character models, even your vehicle models, your environmental models are way too similar to Jurassic Park. Can it? I'm glad they weren't that. I'm glad they weren't Nintendo. Let's just put it that way. I'm glad they weren't Nintendo, because Nintendo would have canned that. So I think it could have been a lot worse. But I do appreciate big companies, big developers that allow the fans to put out content, video games or anything else, because it's a nod to your IP and the work you've done. These are fans, so it's nothing but love when they do it. You know, as long as they're not getting monetized off of like a video game, which I understand you can't do that. That's their IP. But you know, things that are harmless, let them go. Let them have fun, man. And you got some big companies that do play nice with fan-made content. I've even seen some actually advertise fan-made content because they liked it so much, because they're appreciative. But not everybody plays ball that way. I get it. Y'all sound off in the comment section. Let me know what you think about it. Add more context where I might have left off. Y'all the best. That's all I gotta say. That's a wrap for today's episode. I appreciate each and every one of you for stepping in, showing your love, showing your support, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Now, I could sit here and smack you all around with the generic like, comment, subscribe BS, but nobody gives a damn about that. So do whatever the hell you want to do, because you're going to do it anyway. Now, I'm going to give you to the count of 10 to get your ugly, yellow, no good keister off my property before I pump your guts full of lead. I am Boo, and I am out.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.